A pleasant day, everyone. I am actually Elisha B. Daga-ang, BSMA 2 from Econ 122 73106 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. TTHS. This is my last activity that tackles about the summary of my learnings in macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is a fun way to learn. There are times it is easy and is hard to comprehend, especially understanding its terms and graphs. Macroeconomics gives me the knowledge that is far different from microeconomics because it covers all the economy. It focuses on the aggregate behavior of the whole while perceiving the whole dimensions of the economic affairs of the country. It becomes easier for me to understand the topic when I always remember that micro is small and macro is large. In this way, I am able to know the difference and capacity of both. Other than that, I learned as well the people behind the creation of macroeconomics. Adam Smith as the father of economics, while John Maynard Keynes as the modern father of macroeconomics. Both persons are connected with each other, since Adam Smith creates the theory of economics where macroeconomics belong. Before macroeconomics, I initially first understood economics. It is a social science of proper allocation and efficient use of scarce resources to produce goods and services for the satisfactions of the unlimited needs and wants of humans. The important parts of productions are capital, labor, land, and entrepreneurship. Without them, it would be hard for goods and services to exist. Besides, there are parts of the circular flow diagram, which shows the flow of how the household and firms provide goods and consumes the good in the two markets, factor market and production market. In the factor market, households are the seller of raw materials that firms need to buy in order to create production, while in the production market, firms are the sellers that create the productions and seller using raw materials they bought in order for the household to buy what they made. In this essence of buyers and sellers, this is where the law of demand and supply exists. I have given to learn more that demand is the willingness of the buyer to purchase the product, while supply is the willingness of the sellers to produce the product. Both terms have different laws. In the law of demand, the relationship between price and demand is inverse, because as price increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and vice versa. While in the law of supply, the relationship between price and supply is direct, because as price increases, the quantity supplied increases, then vice versa. The interactions of law of demand and supply resulted in a situation where as demand increases, then supply decreases, the price will increase resulting in inflation. But as demand decreases and supply increases, the price will decrease resulting in deflation. Market equilibrium exists if the demand and supply meet each other's that makes the price become stable. Moreover, I became aware of the 10 principles of economics that are divided into 3 parts. The first part is how people make decisions. It consists of first, people face trade-off. Second, the cost of something is what you give up to get it. Third, rational people think at the margin. And fourth, people respond to incentives. For the second part, it is about how people interact. It consists of fifth, trade makes everyone better off. Sixth, market are usually a good way to organize economic activity. And seventh, government can sometimes improve market outcome. Lastly, for the third part, it is about how the economy works as a whole. It consists of 8. A country's standard of living depends on its ability to produce goods and services. 9. Price rise when the government prints too much money. And lastly, 10. Society faces a short-run trade-off between unemployment and inflation. All of these things I place are what I learned in the introductions of macroeconomics. That gives me the basis to have knowledge from the other parts of the topic. Throughout the journey, the macroeconomics course assessed me a lot in understanding the things I wasn't able to fully understand before. To know it completely today, like the concept of GDP and GNP, I already discovered that gross domestic product is the market value of all goods and services within the Philippines, including the foreign entities. It has 3 methods such as the income approach, production approach, and expenditure approach, indicating GDP is equals to C plus GS plus I plus NX. These three methods are helpful for observing the value of GDP each year. Gross national product, on the other hand, is the total market value in the Philippines that includes income our citizens earn abroad and exclude the income foreigners earn here. In conjunction with this, I also become aware of the business cycle that has four parts: expansion, peak, contraction, and through. That shows the roller coaster ride for the economy, with a period of highs and lows. The balance of payment is a comprehensive record of all economic and financial transactions of the country and the region of the world that tracks all the money flowing in and out of the nation. The BOP has a trade deficit in which expenditure is greater than revenue and trade surplus in which revenue is greater than expenditure. The two types of BOP are similar from the government's budget deficit, budget surplus, and balanced budget, focusing on the goods that the country sold or export and bought or import from other countries. Moreover, my knowledge about unemployment became wide as I learned a different concept about the labor force, employment, unemployment, labor force participation rate, adult age, underemployment, and more. I also memorized the formulas of this concept. For example, to get the labor force, it is equal only to the total of employed and unemployed, while its labor force participation rate is equal to labor force divided by the adult population times 100. Other than this, I learned as well about money as a medium of exchange, unit of account, and store value regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the central banks of the Philippines. The fiscal policy and monetary policy are different since fiscal policy is governed by governments focusing on the use of taxes and government spending to control the economy, while monetary policy is governed by the central banks that focus on controlling the interest rate and money supply. Both policies are tools used by the government to influence the economy. Importantly, they have the classification of expansionary and contractionary policy with different purposes to conduct. Finally, the last topic which I highly know is about trading. Trading is the act of buying and selling financial instruments in the market with the goal of making a profit. It has two types. Local trading involves the exchange of goods and services within the country, and international trading involves the exchange of goods and services across international borders in a global scale. The trading have an absolute advantage of making the country have the ability to produce with greater overall efficiency at lower cost by using fewer inputs, while having a comparative advantage of making the country have the ability to produce with a lower opportunity cost than its competitors. Importantly, the topic highlighted that in order to promote and encourage people to buy domestic goods, higher taxes like tariffs must be implemented to import goods. To put everything into account, all of these things I share with everyone are not just the things I learned about the course. It has more, but sharing this glimpse of the knowledge I gained while studying the topic is an opportunity to everyone to start learning with it, since macroeconomics helped me to know the impact of this concept to the growth and development of the Philippines, and knows what ways I can do in order for it to grow and stable in the future. So, knowing about the summary of my learnings about macroeconomics, I hope everyone learn about this topic. That's all, and thank you.